Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, September 28th, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is peace and harmony in the world starts with peace and harmony within me. And as always, on Sunday evenings or Monday scopes, I like to give us a brief overview of the week ahead. And holy moly, if you are sensitive to planetary shifting, you may feel a little sensitive this week. So we have so many shifts going on this week. And anytime a planet shifts, like physically how I liken it is when you're in an airplane and the airplane changes the speed that it's going at. And you can kind of feel that, woo, feeling. That's how I experience these planetary shifts. And sometimes it can make me really tired or wonky or out of it. Not to mention, there's always major lessons that come along, as we finish up, whether it's finishing up a planet in a sign or finishing up a retrograde process, which we have both of this week. So let's dig in. So we had earlier today Mercury move into Scorpio. So I'm going to dig into that when I dig into today's astro, but that's a major shift. And Mercury in Scorpio is preparing for a retrograde in about 2 weeks. So we're in the shadow period still, but we're going through lessons. So just keep that in the back of your mind as I go through this week. So Monday, late in the evening, we have Saturn going direct. Now Saturn has been retrograde since early May 10th energy. So with Saturn preparing to go direct, it's like this last day retrograde, because it basically is retrograde for the whole day. Really tuning in. What have been these lessons since May? What has called you within in regards to your purpose? Where have you done shifts in regards to outside authority or stepping into your mission, your passion, your purpose? Now, I will remind you with these lessons and tuning in within, it's not something that needs to or even should happen overnight, because that can be a little bit too much of a paradigm shift, a little too much of a quantum leap kind of energy. But be aware today, like again, since May, what shifts have you been called to make in your physical daily reality, how you're showing up to take back your authority, to step into your authority, and to align. It's really about the alignment, aligning with your purpose. Even if your daily commitment is, let me make choices that align with my divine purpose. There's another mantra for you. So we have that going on. Like I said, late Monday. I'll probably dig more into that in Tuesday's scope. We also have some more yachting going on, but again, I'll get that into that for today's energy. We have a full moon, October 1st. Full moon in Aries energy. And that full moon is going to be aligned right there, hanging out with Chiron energy. So healing around our I am. The full moon is so interesting because the moon can represent emotions. It can represent that which is hidden. And so the full moon has the power to illuminate hidden energies, whether it's hidden veils you've put on that you like to say that you are and you're really not, or whether it's even things that you are that you've tucked away, hidden away for fear or judgment, whatever else there may be. Great potential for healing, but Aries full moons usually have some major emotional peaking, emotional spikes behind it. So as we're building into that this week, be aware of that. That is Thursday that we have the full moon. Thursday, October 1st. We finish up September this week. Holy moly. Let's see. We also have, talking about emotional spikes, we will have Venus finishing up in the sign of Leo this week. And on the 2nd, we will have Venus moving into Virgo. Venus in Virgo, beautiful opportunity for healing around our worth, but we can also find ourselves, the flip side, being overly critical around who we are, our beauty, our relationships, how we're showing up. I have dated a ton of Venus in Virgos, and that was always a challenge for me. So we'll dig into that, but that shift, that Venus in Leo, along with that full moon energy, again, may feel kind of spiky on October 1st. Keep going. We also have on Sunday Pluto going direct. So Pluto has actually been retrograde since late April. I think it was April 25th. We've had Pluto retrograde, and it's kind of that same theme as that Saturn lesson, those Capricorn lessons around our purpose and around authority. But Pluto really brings it to the control level, the power level, really taking your power back around your purpose, around how you're showing up. And again, we may feel some challenges as we finish up this retrograde this week around outside influence, outside authority. You are allowed to be the authority of your life. Your soul has a plan, and it does know what it's doing. And it doesn't mean that you can't look for support and help outside of you. But to completely turn over your power to somebody, never a good idea. So this Pluto energy is like, can you anchor your power back within yourself instead of spreading your power out to all of these other fissures? That's the word I get, outside of yourself. So that's going to be kind of a potent shift as well. So that's this week ahead overview. Like I said, we've got quite a few shifts going on this week. So today, let us talking about today. So like I said, Saturn feeling that retrograde process as the final day, really, through most of the day. And meanwhile, as Saturn is going through its retrograde process through most of the day, it's building in a square to Mars energy, and we've got some inconjunct Venus. In fact, we actually have a bit of, it's not exact, but it's working its way there, a bit of a Saturn yod going on. So finger of God, the finger of fate is like, this is important. The lesson of your purpose and taking the time to look within. Am I taking time daily just to even if vibrationally align with the fact that I have a purpose, that I came here with a mission, honoring the gifts that I brought in, that Venus and Leo energy, honoring the gifts, the expression, the talents, the creativity that I brought in to feed into this purpose energy that I have. And that North Node in Gemini is like, we're all being called to make changes at this time to align with that energy. Now, again, it may feel kind of uncomfortable because yods are uncomfortable. So be aware of that. But if you keep feeding into like, okay, I am willing to align with my purpose. I'm willing to see that my purpose is not too difficult or challenging for me. What is the next step that I'm being called to physically make, that earth energy, to physically make in regards to my purpose? Tying in, tuning into that will support you in your work today. Let's see, we have the moon shifting out of Aquarius and into Pisces. So the Pisces moon, I don't know about you guys, but the Pisces moon definitely dials me in on an extra sensitive, intuitive level when it comes in, but it also kind of makes me tune out to wanting to overdo. So be aware of that with the Pisces moon coming in. That Saturn lesson, sometimes it can be like, I must do all of the things in the world and save the world. And Pisces, moon in Pisces is like, no, you actually don't have to save the world. You just have to do your part. So let's daydream. What is your part? What does this look like? I love Pisces energy. We've also got Chiron, perihelion, which means it's in a cycle in its orbit where it's very close to the Earth. So there's so much healing to be done. I feel like, I know this is part of mine at least, and I don't know if this is for everybody, but I really do feel like the healing work that I do in and for myself, whether it's emotional or spiritual or physical or mental, whatever, I really do feel like that besides helping me gain energy into my purpose, my healing work around myself feels like a level of my purpose. So as Chiron is doing this, what is the healing that you're being called to right now? And maybe that's, again, part of this purpose work that you're called to be doing. We're all doing it on certain levels. So how does that feed into this energy? Just something to look at. Moon in Pisces is working, Mercury in Scorpio. I remember I was going to go there. Thank you, Moon in Pisces, for reminding me. Mercury in Scorpio. So I talked about some of the benefits of Mercury in Scorpio energy. And that is the BS detector, lie detector energy, really seeing beneath the surface. It can definitely spike our intuition. It can spike our inner knowingness. But on the flip side, that Scorpio energy can also get very paranoid. It can get fearful. It can get locked in fearful cycles in the mind. So we have to be really careful with Scorpio energy that we can balance any shadow with the light. Again, relying on that lie detector, BS detector, to help not cycle into the negatives. And remember that we can always take an attitude of empowerment with anything, and attitudes of empowerment often start within the mind, within the brain, for affirming ourselves. Mercury and Scorpio, I would also say, be very aware of any lashy conversations. They may start out kind of innocent, but especially with this full moon incoming, you may find yourself hitting people's buttons or having your buttons pushed even that much more easier. I can tell you that is something with Mercury and Scorpio in my chart that I have to be very aware of, that I am so good at, like, not even on purpose, centering in on a button. So be aware of that in and through this energy. So the moon tying into this, psychic energy up the wazoo, really tuning in. And again, this may be a good time to tune in. How can I be empowered in regards to aligning with my purpose at this time? This is just something that you can ask yourself. And going back to our energy mantra, harmony and peace start within. Aligning with your purpose, that's one of those harmonizing things. Because again, that's what we came to do, is that purpose, is that mission. And to, also enjoy the pleasures of being on this planet. There are those, even through what we've been going through. Speaking of spikes, we also have Venus trine Mars, fire energy. So Venus in Leo connecting to Mars in Aries. Now Mars is retrograde, and so all of us are getting a little bit of a young energy reset. As I say that, I realize I forgot to pull cards. So this Venus energy, it really does feel like an alignment marker with that Mars trine energy. They are supporting each other. Mars in Aries, our young energies are trying to find themselves. They're trying to sort out, this is mine, this is not mine. Meanwhile, Venus is holding down that worth piece and being like, even if you don't know the full story, even if you're not sure how you're being called to take action right now, you have worth, you have value, and value this process of sorting this out. It also feels like some inner child work going on in alignment with that. I feel like I have so many issues with school systems and all of that, but we're children when we're like, okay, I'm going to go to college and this is what I'm going to be focusing on in my life. And this is a reminder no matter what your age is, you can always change that pattern and go back to where you are called, what you're gifted in, and that thing that lights up your inner child. Move in that direction. Go to it. Go for it. Ooh, very interesting cards. Anything else I want to look at today? Well, Saturn going direct, but that is late in the evening, and so I'm going to talk about that in tomorrow's because we're already at 13 minutes and 33 seconds. So let's look at these cards really fast. Relationship stuff. We have the divine dream of what it is we want, and here's where we kind of are at as a human, as humans. And so it's like bridging the gap between these energies. Meanwhile, the universe is like, it's going to take some time to bridge these gaps, to get the yin and the yang really feeding in, working together, knowing how to see each other. But again, it feels like it's like holding the seed and holding that vibration within ourselves. Meanwhile, outside control, outside power, sayonara. Continue release of that energy. And it is breaking many patterns, lifetimes of patterns, these past life energies. This is also the moon card. Bring through what has been hidden, releasing this. So again, we can find ourselves in our own personal balance and harmony. So that is enough. This is long, sorry, but a lot going on. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. For those of you I have not reached out to yet, I do promise. I just needed to take a bit of a weekend to breathe. So, Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.